Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is our Ring of Honor show for the week. Let's jump right into it. First off, we have two of the guys that I consider the future of Ring of Honor, Adam Page versus ACH. Nice good opening match, lasted about 4 or 5 minutes or so. Adam Page picks up the surprise win off a crossbody that he rolls through and pins ACH with. I see them doing a lot with these guys. I could see easily one of the two being a challenger for Matt Taven's TV title and eventually maybe winner. Got ACH and Tadarius Thomas, who are always a threat in the tag team division, which is getting stronger by the minute, as we'll see later in the show. So I enjoyed starting off with these guys. It was something that Ring of Honor was doing, not necessarily with these two because both have been on the show a while. But before they did their title tournament, they were having an unknown or newer guy to Ring of Honor in the first match of their show. Kind of almost what they did with this, but again, these guys are more known. They're on the lower half of the card. Adam Page just won himself a contract about a month or two back. ACH is someone we've seen for a little while. These guys easily are the future of Ring of Honor. Again, I could see either one of them being a future TV champion, tag champion, and if the cards fall right, world champions. Adam Page kind of has a trajectory, could have the trajectory that current champion Adam Cole has, in my opinion. Both of them extremely talented young wrestlers. Now, speaking of extremely talented wrestlers, one that was at his time, but now is the executive authority, whatever he is in the company, Nigel McGuinness, comes out to talk about the world title picture and being disappointed in Adam Cole. Talks about setting up a match at Glory by Honor with the 4 champions versus 4 all-stars. Names Michael Elgin as the first guy on the all-star team, which brings out Jay Briscoe. Briscoe does his rant basically about the title being taken from him and not being on this team because he isn't clear to wrestle right now, but he will be cleared 5 days before the event, according to his doctors, according to him. This brings out Michael Elgin. There are little shots back and forth between the two. The refs come out and split them up before we get a serious confrontation. At some point, I think they're going to have to do this match. It was a match that supposedly they were going to do when Jay Briscoe got injured, which was why Michael Elgin was the #1 contender going into the tournament. I'd like to see these two distract each other for a little bit so Adam Cole could do other things while he's waiting to challenge one of these two. Just a way to keep the heel part of Adam Cole going, have him wrestle lesser guys while the two most serious contenders are off doing something different. Speaking of serious contenders, our next match has one. We have Mike Mondo returning after another injury with a new look, a buzz cut marine kind of look to him. They mentioned he's no longer strength training, that he's doing yoga to stay in shape, which I believe was part of the reason of his last couple injuries, is him doing weight training. I do believe one was in the training room that he got injured. Probably packed a little bit too much muscle onto a smaller frame. It happens. But his opponent was Roderick Strong. And that's who I was talking about with the severe title contender. Roderick Strong, one of the few guys that have won every title in Ring of Honor, been there for 10 years, been there, done everything there is to do, is now going by the moniker of Mr. Ring of Honor. How can you argue with it? The guy put on a strong showing, beats Mike Mondo, grabs a microphone, basically says what I just said about him. I mean, the only thing, in my opinion, that's ever held Roderick Strong back is the fact that when he talks, he sounds like a 15-year-old boy. Other than that, he's got every tool you could have. He's a terrific scientific wrestler. He knows how to get babyface heat. He knows how to get heel heat. The guy is, in my opinion, one of the greats of Ring of Honor's history. When they write the annals of wrestling down in the Ring of Honor chapters, it's going to have Roderick Strong predominantly in there. He's one of the, I think there's only two of them that have won the Grand Slam championships, him and Eddie Edwards, which puts him in rarefied air. He says he's going to try and challenge for the world title. I don't know if they're going to push to that too much, and as of right now there's only one two-time Ring of Honor world champion. I kind of like that it's always somebody different, and it was really special what the person was being Austin Aries. But I could see Roderick Strong. I mean, he's been there, like he said, 10 years. I could see him coming through and having another world title run, or a strong TV title run, or even a tag title run. But you know, awesome wrestler. Anytime you get to see him, he's one of the highlights of the show, in my opinion. Now, coming up next, we had a match that I was extremely looking forward to. We had QT Marshall and R.D. Evans. They were wrestling against Outlaw Inc., which is Eddie Kingston and Homicide. Now, we've seen Eddie Kingston and Homicide attack R.D. Evans at the last Internet pay-per-view and break his fingers after doing the Code of Honor. They come out in what is basically a glorified squash match. Their finishing move now is the top rope bulldog that the Steiner brothers used to do. Eddie Kingston looks to be in about the best shape of his life. Homicide's a guy that I've always thought's been very underrated. He's a good brawler. He's a good wrestler. I think he's more fit to be a tag team wrestler. This kind of, you know, this LAX, some of the other stuff he's done in the past. I think it fits him better to be part of a team than be on his own. Some people it does. I really enjoy this team. I like the fact that they're coming out in suit and ties, wearing the masks. I like the music they've given them. I really think they're going to be a strong addition to the tag team division in Ring of Honor, especially if Chikara, which could be gone, could not be gone, which is Eddie Kingston's main wrestling organization right now, or has been in the past. If Chikara is gone forever, this would be a great place for Eddie Kingston to land. Whether he stays with this team or breaks out on his own, he's a guy that absolutely has the talent, has the charisma to be a world champion and be something different. His match last year against Kevin Steen, when Kevin Steen was a world champion, was absolutely fantastic. His feud that he had a few years ago with Chris Hero was awesome. I think he's a guy that's been severely underrated by the Ring of Honor upper management. Could have been that he was taking bookings elsewhere and didn't want to, you know, basically screw over one company to work for another, which gotta respect that. But I think the guy he's a real plus. If you haven't seen him before, check out some of his stuff. I mean, the guy's pretty awesome. Speaking about a guy that's pretty awesome, Jay Lethal versus Matt Taven for the TV title is our main event. Now, how Jay Lethal has never been the Ring of Honor World Champion, I don't get. How no one has given him a serious push in any company he's ever been in, I don't get. I know he's been the X Division champion, I know he's been the TV champion. But really, guys, what is Jay Lethal missing? He's got absolutely everything you could want. I don't understand it right now. I don't know why he hasn't been called by the WWE to go there, unless there's something between him and AJ Lee, which I don't want to get into, because who knows? I don't know. I really don't know what the reasons for them breaking up would be. However, WWE's loss, TNA's loss is Ring of Honor's gain. We have a great match with Matt Taven. Truth Martini and the Hoopla Hotties get kicked out really early. We get to see Matt Taven for what he truly is, which is a good wrestler, really solid wrestler in the ring. Taven picks up the win on his own, showing that he doesn't need the Hoopla Hotties, which maybe could just be a little breakup in the group. We've seen things like this in the past with the House of Truth. Roderick Strong did the same thing. Michael Elgin had a similar path with them, where he got to a point where he realized he didn't need Truth, or both of them did, and moved on and became successful without him. So maybe that's the road they're going to take with Taven. Even if they don't, I think his pairing with Truth Martini gave us a whole different side of Truth, made it more sleazier, which is always okay. The different aspects of wrestling I enjoy, and that's something that I enjoy. You always need a slimy, scummy wrestler or manager. I thought this was a great main event for the night. Next week is packed. I believe the tag championships will be on the line. You'll have Adam Cole's going to be there to address the crowd. But let's go back to talking about this one. We had 4 matches. 2 of them were kind of short. The third was okay, and the main event was left go for a while. So let's go right into our ratings. If you've seen our show before, you know we have a 1 to 5 scale. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Giving the show a solid 4. Very much, I would have liked to see more out of Adam Page and ACH. Maybe gave him 10-15 minutes. Could have cut out the promo with Nigel and Elgin and Jay Briscoe. Mondo and Strong, another shorter match, but I thought it was given proper time. Decent match. The tag match with Outlaw Inc. and Marshall and Evans. I'd like to see it. I would have liked to see Outlaw Inc. set their sights a little bit higher. They did call out Red Dragon after the match, but they should have came in facing somebody like CNC Wrestle Factory. A more serious contender. We know that Marshall and Evans aren't ever going to be serious contenders for the Ring of Honor Tag Championships. Marshall, I believe, is already done with Ring of Honor. The main event was really good, really solid. I give the show a 4 overall. Little points of contention, could have been a little bit better, and it would have drove it up to a 5. But all in all, a very solid show, very entertaining to watch. But basically, that's all I have for this. My name is George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.